Okay, here we are with 6123. That's a pretty high number. One evening, Jenna saw 3 different phone company ads. Teletalk boasted a flat rate of 8 cents per minute. Okay, so that per, there's a slope word right there. So, and then it's flat rate. I guess that means that you don't pay anything else. It's just that. So let's try to write this in a slope-intercept form. That per tells me that that's the slope. So I'm going to be like y equals 8x plus 0 because you don't pay anything else. It's just that. Everybody good? 8 cents per minute. So that's your slope word. Americall charges 30 cents per. Okay, so that per again tells me that this is a slope, I think, plus 5 per minute. Uh-oh, that's a little rough. But let's try this out. That 5 per minute, that is talking about minutes, which is, this is about minutes, so this is the slope, and this per is a red herring. It's a trick. You pay 30 cents when you make a call, so that's actually the cost you pay when it starts. This is a hidden, they're being sneaky, man, but it's a hidden B, it's a slope. And then this is your actual M. And yeah, in life, the ability to read these things critically, it makes a lot of difference. All right, so here we go. We're going to construct a y equals mx plus b. So our equation will be y equals, what's our m? Our m is 5. X plus 30, which is our b. Awesome. All right, and then cell time. Doesn't that kind of sound a little prison-y? You know, I mean, like cell time, seriously? Like, I'm not signing up for that company. Prison. Anyway, 60 cents per voice call. Well, we know what this trick means now. Per, that means when you start the call, so that's actually a start number, not a slope. But pretty sneaky to be using that per word when you're not using it as an actual rate. And in this case, it doesn't really function as a rate. Anyway, there's your actual. Oh, you know what I just did? Who caught it? I caught it. What did I do wrong? You said B, but you wrote M, and then you said M and you wrote B. It was weird. Yeah, sorry. Okay, cool. All right, back to business. Man, Thursday morning. Just wait till Friday. Okay, so anyway, y equals 3 for the m, x plus 60 for the b. So y equals 3x plus 60. That seems to fit. Okay, so anyway, we do all this stuff, and I always recommend to do it in the problem because then it's much easier to do later. And you don't want to have to go back and try to read it again. So while you're reading it, identify. You are not sure how many minutes Jenna plans on using the phone for voice calls. Okay, so we don't know how much she wants to use it. Write equations for all 3 phone plans, get them all into slope-intercept form, and graph them in Desmos. Okay, so equation 1, there it is. See, this is what's nice about this, is that it just avails itself, and it's so clean looking when you're done. You know, it's very, very nice artifact to have. Okay, so it's just to graph them in Desmos. Okay, so Desmos, you have to say goodbye to this stuff. I can deselect it. I don't have to erase it. First equation. Second equation. And third equation. All right. Let's see. Where are our equations? It looks like this is a job for the old zoom out tool. Looks like we're a little too close. Let's get a better look at this thing. All right, now I see 3 lines. Okay. So, cool. We know that the lower the line, the lower the price, and the higher the line, the higher the price. So the red one looks pretty bad at first. The green one looks really good at first. But let's continue understanding what we're talking about. Okay, fill out a table for all three data plans. All right. Well, at 5 minutes, is it x equals 5? Equation 1, 8 times 5 is 40 cents. 8 times 10 would be 80 cents. 8 times 15 would be $1.20. And so it's going up by 40 every time, right? So it's not too hard to do. Just adding the 40 every time. We get up to $4 here. Okay, Americol. Americol is 5x plus 30. So at 5 minutes, we got 30 plus 5 times 5, that's 55 cents. And then at 10 minutes, we got 30 plus 5 times 10, that's 80. Okay, so we got the same thing. And we're going up by 25 every time. So now it's going to be 105, 130, up by 25 every time, up by 25 every time, up by 25 every time. So far, so good. Up by 25 every time, up by 25 every time, and up by 25 every time. That's not 25. That's 25. All right. So as you can see, like if she's keeping it short, Teletalk is good. But the longer it gets, the better Americol starts to look like the better deal. All right, last one is equation 3. This is cell time. Our unfortunately named prison-sounding company. Okay, so 60 cents right away when you make the call, but then 3 cents per minute. So for 5 minutes, that'll be 3 times 5, so that's 15 plus 60 is 75. And then for 10 minutes, 60 plus 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30. 60 plus 30 is 90, so it's still the worst deal. But we're only going up by, it looks like, by 15 every time. And we know these are all linear, so once you figure out the growth number, you know the growth number. So we just add 15 cents every time. And at this point, you're starting to realize that cell time is a really good deal, which is not something you're going to say very often. All right, cool. So write a paragraph explaining which plan she should use under various circumstances. That is, which company is the best deal for which amount of minutes. Include multiple representations in your answer. Okay. Gemma should use Teletalk for anything under 10 minutes. For any calls under 10 minutes, because it is the cheapest. For short calls. We can see this in the table. Here, we see it in the table at 5 minutes. And in the graph, let's take a look at the graph. Teletime is clearly the green one, and we can see that at the beginning the green is the lowest until we get up to right here, which is 10 minutes. And in the graph, at all times up to 10 minutes. She should then switch to Americol for calls between, let's see, at 10 minutes, Americol gets as good as Teletalk, and it stays good up until 15 minutes when cell time catches up. So between 10 and 15 minutes, we can see this because in the table, Americall catches up to Teletalk at 10 minutes. Catches Teletalk at 10 minutes, but is caught by cell time. Oh, excellent, wonderful cell time at 15 minutes. We can also see this in the graph. So take a quick look at the graph. So here's Americall, the blue. Americall catches up, and it's the best in this zone from 10 minutes up to, oh, at 12 minutes it's getting past. That's interesting. Okay, so we can see it in the graph. It's causing me to, oh, that seems about right. Okay, for calls lasting more than 15 minutes, she should use cell time because it has the lowest per minute cost. All right, so what do you prefer? Do you want the equation, the graph, or the table? This is a personal question. For me, the graph is the easiest to read. The table, sometimes the data isn't very clear with the table, although here it really was. You could see that Teletalk and Americall converged at 10 minutes, and Americall and cell time converged at 15. But this is personal preference, so I'm not going to tell you what to say. I want you to tell me what is the representation that works best for you. All right, and that's that.